Sup guys, so I just came back from the movies and my camera looked a little funky. I just came back from the movies and I went to see Planet of the Apes. The music, oh god, I always fuck up on these things. So the movie actually came out last night, but it's opening all around in the US today, which is July 11th. Did I say Planet? God damn it. So the movie I went to see was actually Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes, or Rise of the Planet of the Apes, was kind of the prequel, or the first one of this series that is going to be going on. Let's get right to it! So Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is basically about a growing nation of genetically involved apes led by Caesar, who is the first ape from the movie, or from the first movie, and potentially the smartest one, and really the only one that has cared about humans in the past and now. So when Caesar and his apes are threatened by a band of human survivors of devastating... Basically it's about Caesar, and now he has a family, he has more apes, and he's trying to keep them all together civilized. But then he realizes that there are still more humans left in the world after 10 years has passed, or they say 10 winters. A virus actually struck and started depleting the number of humans due to the virus and testings from the first movie. That's where we are in this movie. A little bit more that goes on after basically we see how the humans are living and the apes are living. You start to see their struggles, the way they evolve, the way they go about things now, and the apes are really revolutionized. Basically, they're more now. They're walking, they're talking, they're breathing, they're doing everything they can to stay together and kind of live amongst Earth. So when these two species collide, it gets a little hectic, and actually in the middle of the movie, there become situations, things start going on where Caesar doesn't trust in the humans anymore, and they each want their own thing. The apes want to live in peace, and the humans want to actually live in peace too, but the whole main goal of the humans is trying to get a electrical power plant or water dam thing going so they can have energy where they have their safe haven. If that makes sense. So after all that goes on, the humans start becoming friends with Caesar. There's only a group of 5 of them, and the main human that talks to Caesar is Malcolm. And he's not really explaining what this guy does, but he's played by Jason Clarke, who you might have seen in, damn, I can't even think of the movies right now. He's been in a couple movies, played different parts. And Malcolm basically just tells Caesar, hey, we just need to get power for our city, can you help us? So while that goes on, Caesar is showing the humans more love than he would with his apes. So that's because he admires them and he still believes that they're all good people. Not all of them, but some of them. And throughout this whole situation, there's one ape called Cabo, who basically plays like an uprising, leaderish like person who doesn't want to follow Caesar. He sees Caesar as somebody who's losing his strength and becoming more weak at heart for the humans, and he feels he's not fit for the job anymore. So this leads to an assassination attempt of Caesar by Cabo, framing the humans, thus showing that Caesar is dead and that Cabo can become the rightful leader and make an uprising of the apes, making them believe that the humans are still bad and incapable of living at peace with them. So then there's a whole war that goes on in the end. There always is, and there's a little bit more too, but I'm not going to go in depth with the whole entire story. I already kind of messed it up as it is. But anyway, talking about a little bit more let's see, who was in it. Well, like I already said, there was Jason Clarke, who played a character called Malcolm, which was our main protagonist. But also, if you watch the movie from Caesar's point of view, I guess he can be your protagonist, yeah. Depends how you watch the movies. Then there's Gary Oldman, who didn't really have a big part, but he played kind of like this leader of this kind of like Woodbury like town that was run down and survivors and stuff. You don't get insight into the survivors. Actually, I feel like the story is more based around the apes and what they were doing throughout the whole entire time and how they're living amongst the earth, which I really liked. I thought it was amazing how they showed the apes more rather than the humans. So some goods. The animation was pretty amazing. I mean, I always had this fear, like, I mean, with Transformers, or even when they did King Kong, which I loved King Kong, and all this other stuff, with CGI and animation in real life movies, or live action, sometimes it can throw me off. A bad example is also in Twilight, when they did Renesmee's face, if any of you guys like Twilight. It looked horrible. No, the apes were beautiful, and you know what? You can relate to them, which I really liked. It was a lot in the eyes, and the human-like qualities that they gave to these characters. And I give the animation and CGI people and all that department a lot of credit for doing this. I mean, there was thousands of these apes. And to put that much emotion in a movie with not real-life actors, I mean, the only thing that's real-life of them is their voices, which are kind of altered a little. But, I mean, it was amazing. The mixture, it was beautiful. Just trust me. So, some of the bads, I didn't really see too many bads. I might have to go see the movie again if I really wanted to say, hey, that movie is bad for that reason. The only thing I didn't like is by the end of the movie, some characters are left without a follow-up. I'm not a very big fan of that because, I mean, I know in screenwriting they probably do have, I mean, whoever the screenwriter is or the writers are, they should at least say, hey, this is what happened with the characters, not just like, boom, end the movie off and you're not going to know what happened to the people that were like stuck in a well. Like, this, I mean, that's not what happens. Nobody gets stuck in a well. Hope not. But other than that, movie was pretty good. It got an 8.8 on IMDb. I really liked it. I'd say it's a high 8. I just give it an 8. I don't think it was a 9. But it was somewhere between 7 and 8, so I'm just going to keep it at 8. What else is there? I really don't have too much to say about this movie. It was a nice follow-up from the first one, and in addition to the series, it does go back to the first one in some parts, and very emotional, heartfelt moments. You should see the first one, because there is a newsreel in the beginning of the movie that tells you what happened, but it's not very descriptive and detailed, and it's one of those movies that, I mean, I'm pretty sure most of the people seen Rise of the Planet of the Apes, but if you haven't, it stars James Franco, and it's mostly about the bond between James Franco and Caesar and how this all kind of happened and the apes. And other than that, what I really loved about it, I loved how it was family. The whole idea, it was a Shakespearean-like movie. It had a tragedy, like it was just tragic. But it all had the family values, the morals, and the apes. What I like about Planet of the Apes is that when they talk about apes, it's not just apes, it's the humans too. We're all living in this world as of, like, Neanderthals, basically. And we're all trying to become humanized, in a sense. It was a good movie. I'd say go see it. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna hit you in the feels a lot. And just give it a chance. I mean, even if you don't like, you know, action, drama, or sci-fi, I think it's one of those movies that you will enjoy. Maybe see it once, twice. Amazing. And yeah, that's all I have to say. So that was my review. I'll see you guys the next time. Later. I'll see you guys later. See you guys next time.